Yeah, y'all have had a challenge in the SEC road games under Beamer in the last 3 years. Just what makes it about these atmospheres that can be tough, and how important is it going to be to get off to a quick start against the Bulldogs?
It'll be very important to get off to a quick start. Got to start fast. I mean, it's SEC play. It's a lot of tough environments. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be able to handle the atmosphere. I mean, we played in big games before. We won on the road big. So we got to continue just to focus on us and get off to a fast start.
Yeah, DK, just what are some of the things that you remember from that game in 2019 in Athens? And then also, what are some of the things you're telling some of the younger guys who may have not experienced Athens before?
For sure. But I was so young. I was 18 years old. I was running out there like a chicken with my head cut off. I was out there just trying to make plays, man. The environment was unreal. I think one of the craziest places I've played at in my college career. I just try to tell the young guys, man, at the end of the day, it's just a game. You know what I'm saying? As long as we focus on ourselves and don't get too caught up in the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? It's football. You know what I'm saying? Focus on our details, be locked in, be honed in, and we'll be all right.
DK, when you've gone back and watched film now after having 2 games under your belt at running back, what are some of the things you feel like you can continue to improve on, and what are some things that you've liked so far that you've been able to do?
Yeah, I just got to continue just to trust my offensive line. In some situations, continue to trust them. I think as far as me, continue just to making the plays when they are there. I got to just continue being a dynamic running back, continue just to grow and just continue to grow my game. It's my second game at running back. I've never played in my life. Just got to continue to grow my game, continue just to trust my training, continue to trust Coach Hardesty and what he's teaching me, continue to trust my eyes. I just kind of just trust everybody around me and let everything just continue to flow. I think we got into a rhythm last game, but then we're going to continue to – I know we're going to continue to elevate and just continue to get this run game going.
How different is it running in a game versus practice? Like, how different is it playing that position?
We practice hard. That's just how we practice hard, so not much really of a difference. It can be a difference sometimes with the speed, but we practice hard every single day, so it's not much of a difference. We just got to continue just – when we get into games, just trust our training, trust in our technique, and allowing things just to flow over from practice to the game. You know what I'm saying? Because we practice hard. It's not like we do it. It's not like we don't do it.
Yeah, and with Mario getting his first runs last week, what did you see from him in his first action at running back?
I think everybody knows bro's explosive. He's explosive back. He's always been an explosive back coming from where he came from. That's just who he is. You got to continue to elevate, continue to grow. We're just going to continue to complement each other's game, play off of each other. And just excited to continue to see him grow.
DK, you mentioned you've spoken to the younger guys about what they'll face in Athens. Have you guys watched any clips from that 2019 game? Have you queued up any or expressed what that game meant?
No, I ain't really watched nothing from back then because I ain't gonna lie. 2019, those were some different dudes back then. Those guys not there anymore, so I haven't really gone back and watched those games back then. But I watched games from this year. And like I told the guys this morning, not just the younger guys, but the whole team. This game is a mentality game. It's definitely a mentality game. I think previous teams I've been on, I think we lost the game before we got there. I think this game we just got to be locked in and focused. Man, it's a mentality game. Going there with an edge. It's just ready to compete and go win.
With this 5 of your last 6 games have come against ranked opponents, when you think back to before the Tennessee game last season, just how much have y'all grown in this span since then?
Yeah, I think we've grown tremendously. I think we also have done a good job of not listening to the outside noise. I think we've done a good job of, individuals and then as a team, as an offense, as a defense, as a special teams core. I think we're going to continue to grow. Like I said, we've been in big time atmospheres. We've won big on the road. So, this is another challenge going forward. As long as we focus on ourselves, be locked in detail, and it's a mentality game.
With how accurate Spencer has been so far through these first 2 games.
I told y'all that.
Do you notice anything different in catching passes from him? Like, is there anything different in the actual mechanics of his throwing, or is it just more of a decision-making thing?
Nah, it's not really nothing much different mechanically-wise. I think it's what I know it is confident. He's playing very, very confident. He's getting to his second, third, fourth reads quickly, so the ball is coming out quicker. I think he's just playing with the edge right now and playing with some swag.
You mentioned the offensive line and trusting them. Those younger guys who maybe got in the game for the first time against Furman, what have you seen from them in a game, and what have you seen from those guys in practice?
Oh, yeah, those guys are guys that want to learn, guys that want to compete, guys that want to play. Very strong guys. They're really young. but they got an edge about themselves. I think they're going to be really, really good. They got to continue we got to continue to trust them. They got to continue to trust themselves and have confidence in themselves. I think they'll be all right.
DK, you talked about maybe losing the game before you got there in previous years. How do you go about changing that mindset, and is it easier said than done, given the name next to the number next to their name and all the stuff going on with Georgia?
I mean, well, this team, we approach everything as nameless, faceless opponents. It's a mentality game, man. It's football. You know what I'm saying? We just can't be caught up in the atmosphere. Can't be caught up in the logo on their helmet. We just gotta just be us. Just go play ball. We had a lot of self-inflicted wounds. Previous games, beating ourselves. We just gotta be locked in detail, man.
DK, as a guy who's played pretty much every offensive skill position out there, give me your assessment of where things are with the receiving core now. Xavier, I don't know if anybody expected him to do what he's done.
We did,
and then where Juice is now coming back.
Yeah, I think it's a very strong group. That group is going to continue to come along. You've seen those guys make plays. AB, Eddie Lewis, gonna start to get Juice going again. Now he's more healthy. But I mean, you've seen what Xavier's done. But everybody in his building knew what Xavier was going to do this year. What he's going to continue to do. The guy puts in overtime tremendously. He's the only guy I know that's in the building every single day, putting in the work in the off season. So we knew that was coming from him. Nobody else knew. But he's going to continue to elevate. I think the core is going to continue to elevate. Man, the receiver room is very strong.
And with Juice back, does this make the offensive potential of the wide receiver core even greater?
So what y'all think? I think so. I think those guys are going to continue to grow. Got to get Juice going. But like I said, AB, Eddie Lewis, Luke Doty. I think that's a group that's very strong. Is going to help us continue to win a lot of football games.
DK just mentioned Luke, and I know it's not the exact apples to apples, your situation that you went through, that Luke went through, but I think a lot of people on the outside will look at it that way. Just how proud are you of him, knowing what he's gone through, and especially being able to contribute the other night and being able to score that touchdown? Yeah,
I'm very proud of him, man. I think something that I take, too, he told me the other day, he used to watch me a lot, going through my transition, so he's kind of handling that similar. But I mean, he's a guy that does everything right. I think y'all know that. We know that. He's a guy that's gonna continue to have success, man. He does everything right. I just hope he's continuing to work hard, which he always does. But everything's gonna continue to come to him. He's gonna continue to grow and continue to help us win some games.
Some of the other guys today, they were talking about the speed of the game, speed of an SEC game. When you were a young guy, what did guys tell you about what to expect the first time you play in an SEC game? And then what was it like for you when you actually got on the field and got to see it firsthand?
Yeah, guys were telling me the same thing, the speed of the game as well, especially coming from the quarterback position. It was, completely different. But the speed of the game, definitely, that's what guys told me. And I'm just trying to tell guys, too, the speed of the game, too, but also, it's about us. We just got to focus on our details. Don't get caught up in, everything going on, the outside world or just even the environment. Just focus on us, focus on the details, man. I think we'll be okay. Thank you.